And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. You are looking live at the O Dome here tonight. Yes, the infamous and famous O Dome, where tonight pride, tradition, and family all take center stage for both programs. As a district championship is on the line tonight, as the Eau Gallie Commodores 6-3 travel here to face the 6-3 Merritt Island Mustangs. Good evening, everybody. I am Alan Slaughter-Zinski, and welcome to tonight's game. And it couldn't be more of a pleasure to be with you here. This is the biggest game of the year in Brevard County. Make no mistake about that. This is a game that really features a strength on a weakness tonight, and it is whether or not the Mustangs' weakness will be overpowered by Eau Gallie's strength. And that's the entire thing tonight that you got to watch out for. Defensive coordinator Robert Pervin and his staff tonight, will they have come up with enough to stop the X factors in this one tonight? The X factors, of course, being Jay Sean Corbin and Xavier, or Jay Sean. I knew I was going to say it. I knew I was going to do it. Xavier Corbin and, of course, Xavier Larice. The X factors. There's no X in Jay Sean, so if you're watching Mr. Corbin, there's your shout-out for the evening. Your captains for Merritt Island, 15, 17, 60, and 5. That is Ethan Holt, who is second on the team in tackles. Quarterback Kevin Verpale, as well as number 60, that's Alex Schaefer, and number 5, that is Devontae Peterson. Tonight is senior night as you take a look at the X Factors on your screen. Let's take a look at the two head coaches tonight. Chris Sands for Eau Gallie and Tyler Murray for Merritt Island. Murray in his 4th season, 25 and 17. And, of course, Sands, along with head coach Ryan Schneider, in his 8th year. They are the two longest tenured coaches in Brevard County with one single high school football team. So the coin toss, again, if you know me, you know I never pay attention. I have no idea who won it, who's kicking, who's receiving. We'll figure it out when they get on the field. We took a look at the X Factors. Let's take a look at the Mustangs' aerial attack tonight. Kevin Verpale's got really a 4-5 headed target out there tonight. It's not just Deshaun Thomas. It's not just Dontarius Robertson. It's not just Drew Sarver. He's got 2-3 other receivers out there that can also wreak havoc, as well as the Eau Gallie Commodores will come onto the field. Now, we got our little broadcast tonight. Obviously, the other networks got this terrific broadcast they're doing tonight with about 6 or 7 different cameras. And look, it is what it is. We are who we are because this is the way we do things, and we've always done things. And this is a huge game, no doubt about it. If we could spend the money to go rent a production truck, we'd do it. But this is how you get it tonight from us right here, the same way we've delivered it to you every Friday night during high school football. Tonight, Tuesday night, for the last 6-7 years here on BSN. So I hope it's enough for you as we get set to deliver tonight's game. Again, this is simply a matter of, and I hate to take such a big game and make it into one thing, but that's what it's going to come down to tonight. If you're a Merritt Island fan, this is going to come down to simply, can you stop Eau Gallie on the ground? That's it, period, end of story. And because I'm confident that if they can do that, they'll certainly put enough points on the board to win this football game. Kevin Verpale in that offense, 360 yards a game, they can absolutely get it done. There you go. All right, here we go. And getting set to kick off is going to be Jenner Samoya. Back deep for Merritt Island, Kamar Fielder. And it looks like back there as well. Is that Keith Hamilton? Could be Keith Hamilton. Yep. Keith Hamilton. So we are ready to go here. Samaya puts it up on the tee. 12 on the clock. District 8 3A championship underway. Ball kicked on the ground, picked up, and immediately out of bounds. That ball was picked up by number 24, Mari Hamilton, and this is immediately where Kevin Verpale and this Merritt Island Mustang offense will get started. Verpale and the Mustangs averaging 227 passing yards per game, 133 on the ground, 360 total. They're averaging 35 points a game. How have they scored this year? 19 rushing touchdowns, 20 passing touchdowns as Verpale and the offense comes out on the field. First and 10 for Verpale. Two backs, one to each side. Sarver in motion. The snap right out of the gate is bad, and you can't have that. That's an early mistake. It's a butterfly mistake. What I mean by that is that's a nerves thing. Butterflies, nerves, whatever you want to call them. That is one of the best centers in Brevard County, no doubt about it. Deshaun Thomas, Alex Schaefer, Joey Sonnenberg, Cameron Clements, Caden Chimowelski, and Andrew Metcalf all rotate in on that offensive line. Motion and second down carry, I should say, is given to Landon Robinson. Caden Jaquez on the stop. 3rd and 20 now following the bad snap, and the Merritt Island Mustangs already in a bad situation here. 11:07 to play first quarter. First possession of the game. Verpale looks, fires, throws wide open on the outside. First down and more for, I believe, Drew Sarver, sticks guy, I call him, and I don't mean because he's skinny. I mean because Sarver knows where the sticks are. Nobody on it. Missed coverage on the left side of the field, and the Commodores pay for it. Verpale sticks one into Sarver. 1st and 10 at the Eau Gallie 48. There's a quick out over there to the left, and that is Kamar Fielder with the catch, and Fielder will pick up 6. That is one way to come out of a 3rd and 20. That was a beautifully laid out there football. Sarver ran right to it and picked up an additional 12 yards on the ground. Turns, gives. Still on his feet and trying to push forward for a first down and lead. Alex Hernandez on the carry. About a 3rd and 2.5, 3. Caden Jaquez again on the stop. And it's going to, they call it 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2 it'll be for Merritt Island. Now they're going to split it out. That's going to be Femi Howard, near side, split wide right. Sarver in motion. Verpale keeps, and Verpale with the first down on the RPO. He needed 2.5 to 3, picked up 4. First down, Mustangs, as they continue their opening drive down the field. Alex Hernandez looks like he's going to be the back. Also back there is Kamar Fielder. Femi Howard, the wide receiver on the near side. Also out there is Alon Adams. First quarter scoreboard sponsored by Chrissy Lindback. I want to thank Chrissy. And here goes. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout on the field by the Merritt Island Mustangs. We'll step aside. You're watching FHSAA 388 District Championship Football here on Brevard Sports Network. So it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Kevin Verpail. Verpail this year came into this game with 2,047 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 62.1% completion percentage. He's also got 317 rushing yards, so he can beat you with his legs as well. Verpail with 5 wide receivers set now. Empty backfield. Verpail, design quarterback keeper, and it is swallowed up whole in there by number 44. That's Melidor. And speaking of Melidor, I spelled his name wrong on the graphic. My apologies. Melidor make that 10 tackles for a loss this season. There you see Caden Jaquez came in as the leader in stops this season. Turns, gives. No, he doesn't. Play action, throws, flags everywhere. And that's going to be on Xavier Larice. All kinds of holding and pass interference there as he absolutely grabbed Kamar Fielder and interfered with him. That's going to be, depending on what they call here, if it's holding, it's 10. If it's PI, it's 15. Either way, it's a Mustang first down. It's PI, so it's 15 yards. That's going to put the football. Let's see, the ball they needed to get to the 27. That's going to put the ball at the 22. So the Commodores will need to back up here as the 15-yard PI. And on the march go the Mustangs. And this is exactly what Merritt Island needed to do to start this football game. And that is consume a drive. And now they are well within the range of Liam Miller. But they want 6. Fakes the jet sweep, throws. Oh, goodness gracious. That's Xavier Larice feeling bad about the PI. Comes up and absolutely pops to Sean Thomas. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 8:33 to go here in the first quarter. Live from the O-Dome here at historic Merritt Island High School. From Ed Grattan to Tyler Murray, the history of this program, it just drips with history. 2nd and 10. Ed Feely, Gerald Odom, Gerald Hodgkin, Jeff McClain, all in the mix there. And there's a jet sweep. This time room to run. Cuts back, picks up 8. Great play. Great play call. Alex Hernandez on the carry. And that'll be 3rd and extremely manageable for the Mustangs here as they are inside the Chrissy Lindbeck red zone now. 3rd and 3. The up back is Deshaun Thomas. Verpail with Hernandez in motion, flags. And what are we going to get here? It's definitely an offensive pre-snap penalty. 7:54 to go. See what the Whitehead says. Dead ball, false start. That'll back them up 5. So they'll replay 3rd down or give 3rd down a go here, but now it's a 3rd and 8. Looked like we had 3 to go. I don't know. You do the math. Femi Howard Jr. split wide right. It's Hernandez in the backfield. Verpail turns, keeps, rolls to his right, looking, throws, wide open, caught Touchdown, Merritt Island Mustangs. And with 7:28 to go, Verpale finds I believe that was, who was that? Who was that? Kamar Fielder on the touchdown in the back of the end zone. He had a step for sure and makes the catch, and it's 6-0 Merritt Island. Liam Miller's kick is up, and of course it's good. And with 7:28 to play here in the first quarter, the Merritt Island Mustangs take the opening drive and go 68 yards. And Kevin Verpale to Kamar Fielder, 27-yard touchdown, caps it off. We'll get the scoreboard fixed and back in a moment here on BSN. "27 yards from Verpale, his 21st touchdown pass of the season to Kamar Fielder. And the Merritt Island Mustangs go right down the field. The big play on that one, a couple of them. The pass to Drew Sarver on 3rd and 20. Sarver picks up the first down. Then they get a 15-yard PI a couple plays later. As Xavier Larice on Kamar Fielder, and then Fielder beats Larice. Nudge kick here, and the Mustangs will take it at the 30, and that is number 0 for, that's T.J. Monroe, and you're going to hear a lot of T.J. Monroe tonight. Now we're going to get an opportunity to see this Wildcat attack of the Eau Gallie Commodores. Offensive line young in places. You got Jaden Jordan, Jazir Payne, Tyshawn Lang, Josh Thomas, Savion Johnson. The offensive line for the Mustangs is going to be Xavier Larice, the Wildcat quarterback. With Xavier Corbin, you're going to have T.J. Monroe down here in a slot, captain role, I believe, on the outside, other side. See what the first play is, and it is a give to Xavier Corbin, and Corbin gets outside, and you don't want to give him more than that, and that's going to be a late flag that flies in. Let's see what this call is. Usually when they come in that late, it is of an unsportsmanlike conduct nature or a personal foul, so we'll see from the white hat here. 7:14 to go, first quarter. See what they're trying to figure out here. I am so glad they do not play background music here. Now, if I get a music gig, yeah, they're going to take. There's 2 penalties there. The face mask penalty they're going to take on Merritt Island. So that's 15 on Merritt Island. So each team gifts the other with a 15-yard penalty on their opening drive. And for Eau Gallie, this will be take the football across the midfield stripe in the Mustang territory at the 44 of Merritt Island. The X-Men, Corbin and Larice to give. Corbin again. And Corbin just chimes his way through. Actually, that's Donovan Richardson. Check that. My mistake. Donovan Richardson on the carry that time. And Richardson with a gain picks up 10 more yards. So there's what we're talking about right there. The 2 big leading tacklers up front for Merritt Island are going to have to play great football tonight. Middle linebacker Jarvis Howe and Ethan Holt both This is Larice, keeps it. Larice gets outside, cuts inside. Good job on the RPO to pull that down. Larice will pick up 8 more, so that's 18 yards rushing in 2 plays. And we were talking about that Mustang defense tonight and what it is they must do. This brings us to 2nd and 3, but there you see they're allowing 280 rushing yards a game. Eau Gallie with 240 a game. Jarvis Howell, though, 117 tackles. Ethan Holt with 94. Again, those guys are going to have to get into the backfield tonight as a team. Merritt Island just 8 sacks, 39 tackles for a loss. They don't play a lot in the backfield. 2nd down and 3 here. The give is straight up the gut to Corbin, and Corbin is strung around like a rag doll in there, but it's going to be more than enough for another Commodore first down. He needed 3. He got 5. 1st and 10 with 5:31 to play in the opening quarter. Xavier Corbin with the carry. Want to say hello to Caleb and Nicole watching tonight here on Brevard Sports Network. And we're going to go to the water break. We'll step aside. We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back to the historic O-Dome here on the campus of Merritt Island. And for those of you watching for the first time, no, it's not a real O-Dome. It's not a real dome. It's the nickname name after Gerald Odom, the longtime great head coach here at Merritt Island, who won 191 games, lost just 57, tied 2, and his coaching tree is still kicking and just producing state championships to this day. The give. And down the sidelines, he breaks through. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. What a run. Donovan Richardson looked like he was stopped. He broke free, got loose, and it's a touchdown for the Commodores, and they pull within 1. 22-yard run. 5:14 to go, and this is where the Commodores have struggled this year, is kicking the extra point. Do they even go for an extra point here? Right back down the field goes. And they're not even going to attempt to kick it, as Xavier Larice will be the only guy in the backfield. Looks like a jet sweep. Nope, they're going to fake it. And Merritt Island sniffed that out quickly. And look at, and yeah, he's still on his feet. They better tackle. He's still going, and finally brought down. But the extra point is no good, and the point after touchdown remains an issue for the Commodores. But they do get on the board with 5:14 to play here in quarter number 1. It is Merritt Island 7, Eau Gallie 6. That drive belonged to those two guys, the X-Men, but Donovan Richardson, I shouldn't say that. That drive belonged to the Eau Gallie rushing attack because Donovan Richardson had the most yards on the ground there. As Eau Gallie will now kick off, and they trail this thing 7-6. Kicking extra points. I want to say hello to Twain Hadley, my man watching here tonight on Brevard. There's a big contingent. Now, I'm going to tell you, man, 15 minutes before the game, there were seats everywhere. Now you can't find one. Student sections, that'll fill up. But everywhere else, filled here on this side. Kamar Fielder's back deep, and it won't be Fielder. And knocked out of bounds. Your returner there was Keith Hamilton. So Verpale and company will come back out. Let's see with Marquise Ramos and Keir Hall, the co-defensive coordinators, who were co-defensive coordinators of the year last year here on the Brevard Sports Network. Let's see what adjustments they've made, because that was pretty easy on that opening drive. Sarver was left wide open. You had Kamar Fielder in the corner of the end zone with 2-3 steps on a DB. So some tightening up for this Eau Gallie defense. They don't get after the quarterback much either. They've got just 5 sacks all year and 29 tackles for loss. So Drew Sarver in motion, but it's a give inside, and it's a good run. That's a good, solid 5-yard gain there by Alex Hernandez, and that'll bring up 2nd and 5, and another flag flies, and that's going to go against Eau Gallie for 15, and that's the thing that cannot happen tonight for either of these teams. The team that leaks more 15-yard penalties is going to be the one on the back end of this scoreboard tonight. See what the white hat says. Personal foul. Yeah, they're marching against Eau Gallie. So that'll be 15 more. This is the 3rd straight drive in which a team has surrendered a 15-yard penalty. It's the 2nd one tonight by the Commodores. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 at the Eau Gallie 48. Verpale with Femi Howard in motion, and it is Howard that gets it. Howard down the sidelines. Howard with 13 more, and we could be here tonight looking at a scoreboard that this keeps up. They are not stopping. These defenses are not stopping anybody here tonight. 4:39 to go, 7-6 Mustangs, and right back to the line of scrimmage comes Merritt Island. Verpale now an empty backfield, and he's just going to swing it out to Alon, and he's got room, and he's going to pick up 5 more. Alon Adams with the little swing pass out of the backfield picks up 6, 2nd and 4. Sarver and Hamilton will line up in a double set on the left side of the field. It's Deshaun Thomas and Femi Howard. And look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious, Alon Adams trucking people. And that's a 1st down. And into or nearing the Chrissy Lindbeck red zone with 3:45 to play in the opening quarter. The Mustangs flashing a little of that rushing attack of their own. And this time, it's a quick out to Femi, and Femi thrown out of bounds down there by the tent and the cart. And he's still going to pick up 5 more yards. And you keep 5 times 2 is 10 all day. All day. So Eau Gallie better figure this out. 3:32. Verpale. Adams. Verpale pulls, follows Adams. Eau Gallie sniffs it out beautifully. That's Jason Melidor on the stop. Third down now, 3rd and 5 after Melidor, who has had a spectacular second half of the season. Spoke to one coach in the district who said Melidor was arguably the toughest defensive lineman he had faced all year. Sarver in motion, looking, Verpale in trouble, gets outside, Verpale just throws it away, and there is no outside or inside the pocket in high school, and the pass will be incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th and 5. And here comes the guy I thought could be the difference in this game. We had a little fun. It's going to, They're going to call. Are they going to call intentional grounding on that? Yeah, they are. If that's the case, that's a loss of down, 10-yard penalty. And this really makes things interesting for Liam Miller now. Yeah, he is going to. Yeah, and the reason that's intentional grounding is because there was no receiver in the area. Now, there is no pocket in high school football in terms of rolling in and out of for intentional grounding purposes. But there is intentional grounding if there's not a receiver in the area. So now Liam Miller, who was looking at a field goal, now you got to punt the football. So the intentional grounding, if Liam Miller actually kicks this ball, spotted at the 43. This would be a 53-yard field goal attempt. And I know he's good, but this is a shot right here, folks. We're going to get a timeout. Merritt Island wants to talk about this, and I don't blame them one bit. So 53 yards. Can Miller make this? He's been the best kicker in Brevard County all year, hands down. There's not a debate, and I apologize. Listen, Keelan Gonzalez from Cocoa has been good as well, but this kid, look, I'm telling you, he's the man. Hit a 42-yarder to win a game at Ed White. Ed White jumped off sides. He had to do it again, no problem. 37-yarder, bang, split the uprights, would have been good from 57. So we're going to see what they're due here. I don't know what his range is. And listen, to say he's the best kicker, Titusville's got a good kicker. Coco's got a good kicker. I mean, there's good kickers all over this county. And they're just going to go for this here. And this is 4th and 25, 26, 27. So they're just going to go for it. Boy, this is, I don't know about this. I may have punted this. Looking, he rolls out, giving chase. He better get rid of it. He does, throws. Is that caught? But if it is, it's short, incomplete. And Eau Gallie, mark this moment down in the game as a critical point here. Because Merritt Island got the ball. Eau Gallie will get the football to kick off the second half. And this could be the possession that maybe flips that around here. Just 2:39 to go in the first quarter. But that intentional grounding penalty was huge. And it was the right call. I mean, there was no receiver in the area. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Commodores from their own 37. Larice, I think that's Corbin back there. Got to see a number. Yeah, it looks like Corbin. And it is Corbin. He easily skirts through, and he's still going. Corbin with an easy, and I mean easy, 15 yards. 1st and 10 now, across the 50 down to the Merritt Island 48. .231 to go in the opening quarter. Xavier Corbin stepped out of bounds, so the clock stopped. So here come the Commodores. The near side wide receiver is Captain Roll, the phenomenal freshman who, with a Joseph Allen at quarterback, would probably be having his year. Look at Larice getting away. Larice says, go, 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 I got you. He throws. Oh, my goodness, the guy fell down and still caught the football. How do you do it? Look at these athletes out there. What a play. What an absolute spectacular play. Lucas Viselli fell down and still caught the football. And it's 1st and 10 for Eau Gallie at the Merritt Island 21-31. I'll get my numbers right, I promise. 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Larice to Viselli. Donovan Richardson. Nope, that's Corbin. Nope, that's Richardson. Richardson cuts through, and Richardson with 8 more. And it's 2nd down and 2 for Eau Gallie. 145 and running. We said second and 2. The near side wide receiver, Darian Kolpitzer. Richardson is still breaking free. Richardson on his feet. A flag flies. And doesn't matter. He's going to call a hold. He's going to come back. Eau Gallie is, well, is it a hold or let's see here. Because he was going to the Eau Gallie sidelines asking, what do they want to do? Let's see what they call. Eau Gallie's walking backwards, so yeah, it's on Eau Gallie. And the culprit is banging himself on the helmet, so yeah, it's a hold. Got to put these things together like a referee detective, right? Like, you know, you got to look at the players, you got to look at the body language, and then finally, you got to try to decipher it all before the referee makes the call. It's kind of a game. RSI, Referee Scene Index. 1:01 to go here. First quarter, 2nd and 10 now for Eau Gallie. 4-down territory for sure. The give is to Richardson again, and why not just give it to him through there? But this time, the Mustangs shut it down as the tackle was made. Deshaun Thomas with the stop, and that's just a gain of 1. The shortest run of the night for Eau Gallie is 1, 3rd and 9. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Commodores will have to run at least one more play here, I believe. That's going to be Larice. Larice going to try to get outside. He does. He's got the first down and more. Look at Larice go. Larice down the sidelines, and Larice in for an Eau Gallie touchdown. But there is another flag down, and Tyler Murray is pointing back. Here comes the white hat, and another play. Is this a touchdown wiped off the board to a second consecutive hold? Did the near side official feel like he needed to get involved in this? Yeah, that's no touchdown. Yeah, there's 2 consecutive holds here. Yeah, there's hold on every play. I mean, that don't mean you got to call it. And the same applies to Merritt Island. I mean, come on. If you've heard our broadcast, or I should specifically say my broadcast this year, I've had some issues at times with the number of flags we have seen and the times of games this season. I just don't feel there's any room for 3-hour and 15-minute high school football games. Anyway, it's 3rd and 20 for Eau Gallie. And this time it's a quick pitch. Corbin in space. That's where you want him, down the sidelines. And Corbin steps out of bounds. He gets 10 of it back. So it's going to be 4th down and likely 10. And that's the end of the first quarter here as the teams will switch sides. And we'll wait what the Commodores are going to run on 4th down here. I believe it's 4th. As they'll switch sides. We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. You're looking at the Merritt Island Mustang volleyball team on the field out there as they are also playing a big game Friday. 10 o'clock Friday morning, Polk State College, as the Mustangs will play in the Final Four of 4A. I do expect them to win. I do expect them to be in the state championship on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Angie Patrick this year picked up career win 500 against Bishop Moore, and what a career Coach Patrick has had. And I'll put Coach Patrick up against any coach in any sport, anytime. She is simply the best of the best as the Mustangs get set to go for their third state championship since 2011. It is indeed fourth down. It is 4th and 10. So if the Mustangs can get a stop here, no harm, no foul on the intentional grounding. Throws. No, he doesn't. Now he does. Throws. Caught. No, he dropped it. Great coverage down there at the last minute. Fooled me. I thought he threw it. That's Ethan Holt down there making a huge play to prevent TJ Monroe from catching a pass that would have been a touchdown. Looked like he had it, and Holt then broke it up. And that is a big stop by Merritt Island because it sets things back on course again in terms of possessions. And so now Verpale and that Mustang offense come back out. Sorry about that. He faked me out, too. Like, I'm flying solo tonight. I ain't got 5 cameras setting up around the field, so you have to bear with me and my one little camera. So when he fakes me out, he's faking you all out, too. Verpale throws. All kinds of room there. Nice hit, but not before he picks up 5 yards. That's a good run. As Hernandez with the carry. So 5 yards, 11:25 here in the first half. 7-6. Mustangs on top. Give inside again. That's a first down and more. Breaks out across the 50 down to the 49 before Xavier Larice. He's still moving the pile. What a run! Alex Hernandez with a big run. Hernandez carrying Eau Gallie Commodores down the field with him. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 46-yard line of Eau Gallie. Verpale turns. Nope. Play action. Lofts one. Open. Caught. Great pitch. And Sarver saved Verpale on that one. Drew Sarver with another big catch in this football game. And that's a Merritt Island first down. Verpale puts that out a little further. Sarver is celebrating 6. 1st and 10. Verpale back over to Sarver. Sarver going to run headlong into Xavier Larice, who actually I'm shocked has lost his helmet for the first time. Usually that's a 6-7 time game event. And Xavier will have to leave for a play. I think Anthony and I said the last time the over and under was 4, and he lost it 5 times in that game that we had broadcast. Xavier, of course, a great student athlete. Nice little hitch underneath there, and caught. And that is another Mustang. And the Mustangs, let me tell you something. Outside of that play that could have proved costly, the Mustangs are moving the ball at will against Eau Gallie here. And we're going to get a whistle. That's going to go against Eau Gallie for offsides. as they are inside of the Chrissy Lindbeck red zone here. Yep, encroachment. So it'll be 1st and 5 now. Merritt Island can pick up a first down at the 3. Verpale. And he hits the motion man. Touchdown! Merritt Island. That play you may recognize. Keith Hamilton. That is a play the Kansas City Chiefs use. They used it in the Super Bowl to score a touchdown. They tried to use it the other night on Sunday Night Football. The Merritt Island Mustangs use it, or a variation of it, and score a touchdown on it as they take the lead or increase their lead 13-6. That looked just like that Chiefs play. Well done. And Liam Miller makes it 14-6. I'll tell you what, they ran it tonight better than the Chiefs ran it the other night. You've seen it play run a 1,000 times, and Merritt Island runs it to perfection. As the Mustangs will now kick off after they move the football down the field. 65, 66-yard drive by Verpale and company against Sarver. Big run there was Alex Hernandez carrying Eau Gallie defenders across the midfield stripe, and then Sarver saved Verpale with an underthrown football. And then the little motion touchdown. Keith Hamilton just turned and the ball was there, and this will go out of bounds. So that's where we are. So it's going to be offsides against Merritt Island here. So the Mustangs will have to kick it again. 9:50 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing. Take a break. Make sure everything's working as it should. (14-6) is our score as the Mustangs. Chip shot here and fielded at the 30. And he'll be stacked up. He is, let's see here, who is that? Trey Hill and Keith Hamilton. Keith Hamilton, who just scored a touchdown in on the tackle there. So here come the Commodores again. And, yeah, Eau Gallie's got some defensive issues of their own tonight. As much as we talked about Merritt Island's running game not being able to stop Eau Gallie has had no answer for Verpale and his wide receivers tonight, nor have they had an answer for Hernandez as well, Alex Hernandez. So one of these defenses still has a chance to step up for the other. Quick pitch here. And there's a good stop by Merritt Island as they limit. We got an injured player down on the field. So an official's timeout. Again, we want to thank Chrissy Lindbeck, and Chrissy is a tremendous supporter of youth and prep sports in Brevard County. We kick off our soccer season coming up Thursday night. We've got Viera Girls Soccer. If you're a soccer fan, tune into that one. That team is supposed to be really good this year. Eva McMenemy Hong one of the, if not the best player, and that's Corbin limping off, and that's not a good thing. That's one half of the X-Men as Xavier Corbin limps off. We've seen Corbin suffer in-game injuries and come back before, but he needs help off the field this time, so here's hoping Xavier Corbin is okay. Donovan Richardson obviously will carry a bigger workload now. And Xavier Larice talked about how Eau Gallie doesn't really throw the ball a whole lot, but Xavier Larice does have 566 passing yards, leans inside. The ball that's a good carry there by Richardson. 3rd and about 2 now. 3rd and short. Alex Schaefer, the nose tackle in there. Keep your eye on that matchup tonight. It's a 3-3 they're running. This is Larice, who's going to try and pick up and does have that plus 8, 9, 10 more yards. And into Mustang territory goes Xavier Larice, the Oregon commit, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores now with 8:31 to go here in the first half. So back to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the Mustang 44. Larice in trouble. He throws. That ball's out. No, they say incomplete. I guess he didn't make a football move. That was T.J. Monroe on the catch. And that's the thing, man. If you're a wide receiver, and listen, Xavier Larice is a heck of an athlete, but how do you know? I mean, do you stay in your route? Do you block? I mean, how does that work? So this brings up 2nd and 10 now. I know it's confusing me. And checking into the game for Eau Gallie is number 16, Yusef Francis, who will stack up in the doubles on the left side. Whistles, and it's going to be 2nd and 15 now. Or no, we're going to get a timeout. I thought we had movement, but Merritt Island takes a timeout on the field here. What a game. Not a bad game thus far. I think if you're Tyler Murray or Coach Purvis right now, I think, or Pervin, not Purvis, Pervin right now, I think the message you need to relay to your defense is, look, this is a huge 2nd down right here. And, you know, we talked about neither of these teams being very good at making plays in the backfield this year, or at least the numbers don't reflect that in terms of tackles for loss or sacks. Now would be a really good time to make a play in the backfield here if you're Merritt Island. Second, they're showing blitz off the edge over here, and they do bring it. And Larice runs right around it, and they cut it off nicely. Still picks up 5 as they brought an edge blitz that time. 8:15, the clock will stop as Larice jumps out of bounds. So 3rd and 6, 2-down territory. Eau Gallie is all in. Merritt Island, you saw Merritt Island's all in. They went for it on 4th down at their own 38. Eau Gallie is all in as well. No question about that. No question. And flags fly. And that'll back the Commodores up. And still no signs of Xavier Corbin coming back into this one. And here come the Commodores to the line. 8:12 to go. Great atmosphere here tonight. Press box is packed. This is Larice trying to get outside. He does. Turns the corner. Watch it. He's dangerous. Down the sidelines he goes. Still on his feet. Cuts back and pushed out of bounds. Let me just make sure before I open my mouth. And there is 2 flags that fly. But well after the play. And we got pushing and shoving and all kinds of mayhem over here on the sidelines. There is not. And there's another flag as Larice is going to get that. This is a mess on this play. I can only classify this as a bona fide mess. Larice was pushed out of bounds well after a first down. We're going to see what happens here. Let's see how this thing goes. I can only imagine. I was going to say, if they don't talk about this, I've watched them talk to each other all year. This definitely needs a conversation. You had 2 flags fly immediately after the tackle was made, and then Larice was flagged for saying something to the official walking back. So how this all pans out, I have no idea. But it's all post-foul or post-play flags. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to go down. I would think the first 2 flags could possibly have gone against Merritt Island since the tackle occurred on this sideline. The second flag was definitely thrown on Larice as he walked past the official and said something. Which X-Man knows better. And that's not Xavier. That's not the kind of athlete he is. I see the white hat. I believe he's talking to Tyler Murray. I think that's Murray. Yeah, it was. So the referee pushes them back. I probably going both of these teams are going to get a warning. And Chris Sands wants an explanation, and he's entitled to one. And Sands is going to get it. Let's see his reaction. We'll know exactly what's going on based on Chris Sands' reaction. Yeah, now he's pointing. He wants to know about this call. I don't know which call he's talking about. He quickly turns and walks away. Not a long debate from Chris. So we'll see. This, again, is like referee scene index, like crime scene index. You got to try to figure all this out before they make the calls. Here we go. All right. This is why we have 3-hour and 15-minute football games. Here we go. Dead ball. Personal foul. Merritt Island. Dead ball. personal foul. Eau Gallie, dead ball, personal foul, Eau Gallie. That's the one on Larice. That's going to cost them 15 yards, and that'll back them up. So it'll be a first down, but 15 yards back. So we get an unsportsman thrown in there. So that's on Larice. So we were looking at offsetting penalties, and then the final penalty that the flag was thrown. So I'm not sure how this is going to stack up. Corbin, it looks like, is that Corbin? It looks like Corbin's back in. Okay, so I think that's Corbin. Yeah, that's Corbin. So inside the Lindbeck red zone, Xavier Corbin to the right of Larice. So he is back. Larice keeps it up the gut. Larice still on his feet, down inside the 5. Finally back to football. Xavier Larice. Second and goal now. Commodores trail by 8. So 6 does nothing. This time, Corbin cuts back, still on his feet. Look at him move. Touchdown, Xavier Corbin. And the X-Man 2 gets in, and it's 14-12. Great move by Corbin there. And now Eau Gallie will be forced to go for 2. Does he get it? Right through like a hot knife through butter. And that was Donovan Richardson. And with 7:18 to go in the first half, we are tied at 14. All right, welcome back as the Commodores get set to kill. My texts are blowing up here, man, from people, from Titusville fans, from Cocoa fans, from Eau Gallie fans, Merritt Island fans that aren't here at the game. And they definitely see things through a different light than each other, and that's what makes this fun. So much fun. So here we go, 1st and 10. And listen, I will be able to explain to you what happens here. I mean, Thursday at noon, the FHSAA brackets will be released, the playoff brackets. Of course, you can log on to Brevard Sports Network, and we will have those live announcements on Thursday at noon. But the loser of this football game will likely host Titusville for the second time this year. And so the Terriers are a team that believe they should have beaten both of these teams this year. Didn't, but should have. This is Hernandez with the carry. And this time Eau Gallie eats it alive. So the winner of this game will host Tavares in round one, likely, and like I said, the loser will host Titusville. So, Tavares plays that single wing. Nothing like DeLand had. Who do you want in the first round if you're either one of these two teams? Which way do you want to go? Obviously, you want to be district champ, right? Do you want to play the enemy you know or the enemy you don't? And that is no gain. Well, they'll give him a gain of 2, 1.5. That'd be 3rd and 6. So now a big third down coming up here with 6:45. This is one of those circle the moment plays because there's no going for it if you don't convert this. 3rd down. This is a Drew Sarver moment written all over it. Throws caught underneath of the big man, the tight end. He's going to be short of the first down, but just by 1. It'll be 4th and 1 as Deshaun Thomas. And right back to the line of scrimmage go the Mustangs. And this is flirting with danger here, but you would think with the way these teams have picked up chunk yards tonight, this is absolutely nothing. Sarver in motion. Keep your eye on him. Looks over. Wilson Nix, the offensive coordinator for the unit. And we're going to get a timeout by Eau Gallie, I believe. Nope, Merritt Island's going to take the timeout. Want to say hello to my man, Joe Talia, watching from Georgia tonight. I can't remember, Joe, what you told me, if it was Talia or Talia. My apologies, brother. My apologies. And listen, I know a lot of you have heard about Caleb and Joe, Chuck Michelle. Man, those guys were great help. Build a little ramp for Caleb for the front of the house so the wheelchair goes in and out. I couldn't be more grateful to those guys and the entire Brevard County community. Thank you for all that you've done to help Caleb. He still has a long way to go, and we'll talk about that in the second half. But Caleb has asked me tonight not to interrupt the flow of this football game with GoFundMes or anything like that. So we'll do that in the second half. We'll see where we are in the second half. Talk a little bit more about that. But 14-14 is our score. Fourth and 1. Big play here. And it's a Wildcat. Oh, they do not get it. What a play by Xavier Larice. Xavier Larice broke through and got the big man, Deshaun Thomas, and that'll be a turnover on downs and a short field coming for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Again, we said a circle you on the playbook moment there, and the Eau Gallie Commodores with a huge stop on 4th and 1 will now take over 1st and 10 at the Merritt Island 44, 43-yard line. What a play by Larice to come in and make the stop. Read it like a Dr. Seuss book. 5:35 to go. And remember, Mr. Larry Torchia. He's hanging in there, man. He's hanging in there. Yeah, he's been at home for a couple weeks, but yeah, he's good. I'll talk to you at halftime. Larry Torchia, one of the best, coming over to say, how's Caleb doing? Checking in. And there's a play there. 2nd down and 9 now. I love Larry. Love him. Had the great honor of doing the MCOA Hall of Fame ceremonies each of the first 4 years of existence, and I've met some great guys. Larice to the left, and that's a great backside stop there What a tackle by Jonas Walters. So Walters comes up with a huge stop, forcing 3rd and 11, and that's the thing we talked about, making plays in the other team's backfield. We saw Larice do it on 4th and 1. We see Walters doing it there. Not sure if this is 4-down territory again. I think you got to punt this and flip a field. The fans recognize the big moment here for the Mustang defense. 3rd and 11, empty set, 3 wide receivers straight up the gut. And now it's 4-down territory because it's 4th and 5. I don't know. We'll see what Chris Sands and offensive coordinator Trent Guy decide here. But it is 4th and 5. I don't think the Commodores are going to hesitate to go for this. 3:40 to go. Well, there is a little hesitation. Let me let the clock run down and call timeout. 8 seconds to go. There's actually play clocks here, which is amazing. And, yeah, they're going to take a timeout. So they're going to talk about this. 3:12 to go here in the first half. And you just can't ask for more. 14-14 between these two teams. All right, timeout is up. And remember, Xavier Larice is also the punter. One of the best punters in Brevard County, by the way. He's also their punter. So a quick kick is also not out of the question here by Larice. You're going to get trips to the near side here for Eau Gallie. You're going to get Captain Roll, TJ Monroe, and Lucas Vaselli lined up to the near side. Now, actually check that. Number 18 was over there. That's Darren Colpetzer. So now you're going to get an empty backfield. Tay Johnson near side as well. And they're going to keep it, and he's going to be stopped. He's short. He is absolutely short. He will not get there. And Merritt Island returns the favor on the defensive side of the football, and they force a 4th down stop and will take over with 3:05. Pair of defensive stops by each team. We got us one here tonight, folks. What a great stop. So 3:05 to go, and if you're the Mustangs, you feel like this is, you got to score here because Eau Gallie gets the ball to start the second half. They're a great halftime adjustment team. So you almost feel like you got to put points on the board. Even if it's just 3, you got to put some points on the board here. Verpale, he's got doubles to the near side. 1 wide receiver. High side is Sarver. This is Dontarius Robertson down low, and yeah, that goes absolutely nowhere. And in on the stop there. Great tackle by Ramir Davis. They'll give him a gain. They'll give him a yard somehow. So 2nd and 9 after the Ramir Davis stop. 2:40 to go. Third quarter, or second quarter, I should say. Don't know where I got third quarter. Final game of the regular season. The FHSAA brackets will come out Thursday at noon, and everybody will know their playoff destinations. And Heritage will know if they made it in as well. Verpale looking, fires, throws, all wide open. Kamar Fielder down the sidelines, 30, 25-20, cuts back. Kamar Fielder still on his feet. Kamar Fielder inside the 20, down to the 19, and Kevin Verpale with an absolute dart to a wide-open Kamar Fielder. And it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs inside the Chrissy Lindback red zone. Big play when you needed it. Kamar Fielder, Kevin Verpale delivered it. Verpale in trouble, cuts back, and great tackle in the open field over there. Stop made by Keone Guardo. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 after no gain on the quarterback scramble. Chance here definitely within Liam Miller range. 14-14, 95 seconds to play here in the first half. I think Merritt Island's got 1 timeout left, maybe. No, I don't think they have any. Well, we'll find. None? I got you. 1 timeout for each team. 1:15. Hernandez. We haven't seen. I don't know if he's injured or what the deal is, but I don't ask about injuries. Alon Adams a lot tonight in the back. He's their leading rusher. Nor have we seen Dontarius Robertson as a go-to a whole lot tonight. It's been Kamar Fielder and Drew Sarver along with Hernandez. So a different look for Merritt Island. Play action to Hernandez. Verpale in trouble. He's being chased. He goes all the way back, lets it go wide open, and just overthrows Hernandez. Verpale, who's running around the backfield, cutting this way, cutting that way. Well, you could tell on the camera. Finally saw an open Alex Hernandez and just overshot him. 3rd and 9. There's a penalty down. I know it's not intentional grounding. See what the call is here. That ball looks like it's going forward. Holding against the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty. It's an automatic. Should be an automatic first down. Yeah, 3rd and inches. I have no idea. I know it's holding on the defense. I have no idea why the down and distance is the way it is. But it's 3rd and inches. Verpale looks, fires, caught. And he's going to have a Merritt Island first down. That's Drew Sarver, the sticks guy. And the Mustangs got to hurry here. 20 seconds. He better ground this thing. He does, but now not everybody got set. So they're going to back him up 5 yards. So it'll be 15 seconds. And there's going to be another. No, that's a football he threw. I thought it was another flag. 15 seconds here. And I think you got time for 1 play. And then it's Miller time. Verpale, frustrated to look like. He had his arms out, waves his coaches off. I don't like to see that. First and goal. New 40 on the play clock. 15 seconds. Time for 1 play. Hernandez. Keep your eye on Deshaun Thomas. This is Thomas territory. Verpale, blocked and intercepted and back the other way. This is going to be an Eau Gallie Commodore touchdown. An unbelievable turn of events. And the Commodores with no time on the clock. Gabriel Player deflects a pass, hauls it in, rumbles 95 yards for a touchdown, and just like that, the Commodores have taken the lead. Unbelievable. An unbelievable turn of events here at the O-Dome. Verpail threw that ball like it didn't matter. And he threw it right into the hands of a defensive lineman who knocks it up in the air, and Gabe Player was there to take it all the way back for a touchdown. And with time expired, the extra point will come, and halftime will come next. It's 20-14, Eau Gallie with the defensive touchdown. Unbelievable turn of events. Commodores going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct for excessive celebration. They'll take that all day. And a sideline warning, too. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Verpail there. On a situation like that, you almost take the sack. If you got guys in your face like that, and he's a junior, and that's a coachable moment, and that's what the coaches are going to tell him. Kevin, you got to eat that ball right there. You got to eat it. Liam Miller can kick that thing from the 40. So this will be a forever extra point. So it's a 35-yard extra point attempt coming up here. Yamayola steps in. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick had no shot. And that'll take us to halftime with the score. Eau Gallie, Gabe Player with a 95-yard pick six. It is 20-14 as we go to halftime. Welcome back to the O-Dome here on the campus of Merritt Island High School. What a night, what a night, what a night as the Mustangs and the Commodores do battle here in the Class 3A 8 District Championship, and having a conversation at halftime with the owner of Space Coast Daily, Tom Palermo, and of course, Mr. Palermo, a big part of my start here in Brevard County in local media, and always good to see him. Saw Orville Susong tonight, talking to Orville, and the whole gang is here as they're putting on a nice production here tonight, and always good to see Tom Palermo and, of course, Orville and Steve Getwell. And so it's 20-14 here at halftime as the Commodores and the Mustangs. Eau Gallie's going to get the football to start the second half, and they're going to need, or Merritt Island's going to need to get a stop here and kind of get this thing switched around a little bit. That play before the half, you almost, if you're a Mustang fan, you're almost, if it had to happen, and it didn't because Verpeo should have just eaten it, and then the Mustangs could have burned their last time out and kicked the field goal. But if it had to happen the way it did, you're at least glad that it happened before the half because it kills momentum, sort of. We'll see. But Merritt Island's going to have to overcome that. They're going to have to bury that, forget it. And football is a game of short. You're going to have a short memory if you are going to succeed in football. So, yeah, absolutely make sure that you forget about that. And Eau Gallie, listen, their defense got better as the half progressed. Well, they're going to need to fix some things in the secondary, make some adjustments at halftime in the secondary. There still are too many receivers for Merritt Island breaking open by 6, 7, 8, 9 yards, and that you don't want to see. So those are some of the things that both of these teams needed to fix at halftime. And, well, we're going to see if that is indeed what happened. So 33 seconds to go before the half expires. Coming up on Brevard Sports Network over the course of the next, week or so, will be if the Merritt Island Mustangs reach the state championship on Saturday at Polk State College. We'll be there. Can't make the Final Four. We got high school football playoffs coming up on Friday night. It's 8-man action, Merritt Island Christian. We're trying to figure out an 11-man game. Maybe can make the trip to Frostproof. We're working on that, and we'll keep you posted on that as we move closer to Friday. So they put 2 more minutes on the clock. Let's talk about the playoff situations because the playoff bracket is going to come out at noon on Thursday. The FHSAA is going to release that. They'll do it via YouTube show on Thursday. And so for 3A Region 2, what you have is Eau Gallie is 2, Merritt Island is 3, Titusville is 6. I think Titusville stays a 6. There are some that believe they could move up to a 5, but I don't think you want that because if you move up to a 5, then you have to play a 4. And I don't think you want to play you want to play one of these two teams. You want to play the enemy you know. Titusville has faced both of these teams this year. And I have to tell you, Titusville fans feel like that's both games they should have won. So you want to stay at 6. You want to play the loser of this game. The winner of this game will host Tavares in the first round of the playoffs. In 2A, Astronaut, unfortunately, who was an 8 seed, will be bumped by Avon Park, who was a district winner. And so they'll be bumped. Dan Denenberg getting the Buster Beal honor. There's Dan down there carrying the Buster Beal. Well, I guess it's not. Here comes Buster. Buster leads them through the gate leads them through the whatever that thing is. Puts those videos together. Love Buster. And there you go, Buster and Dan Denenberg to Merritt Island. Legends. Dan, of course, you know where Dan's always, he's got the high camera thing. Yeah, there we go. Look, there you go. You know where Dan's always got the tallest camera in the building. There it is right there. See it? All right, let's get back to the playoffs here. So the playoffs. So in 2A, it's going to be Cocoa. I think they're going to play Santa Fe. I think Cocoa's going to be a 3 seed. I think they're going to play host 6 seed Santa Fe. Some say that 6 seed will belong to Newberry. We're just going to have to wait till Thursday to find out. That's 2A. In 1A, it's going to be MCC. The Hustlers will likely host a first-round playoff game with 2 wins, mind you, 2 wins, against Orlando Christian Prep. So that'll come. And then you got 4A, which is Rockledge. Rockledge will get in as a 7 seed. They're going to have to play, I think, Zephyr Hills. There's another team in there in that mix as well. Zephyr Hills or someone else in the first round. 5A, Heritage is hanging on by the hair of their chinny chin chins as they get the win over MCC last week in the final 56 seconds. The team ahead of them, Miramar, lost. So with Heritage being just 1.53 points behind, they have a chance to overtake that 8 seed with a 4-6 record. And then in 6A, it's going to be Vieira and Melbourne. But I think the 2 losses, both of those programs suffered and sustained last week, are going to take them out of a 4-5 seed, which means they won't be playing each other as we had originally hoped they would. Xavier Larice is back deep. The one thing you definitely don't want to do is kick that ball to him. And then Xavier Corbin is also back deep. You're watching from the O-Dome here tonight. You are in the O-Dome as Liam Miller gets set to put total leather as his left foot goes into it and he chips it away. He's not kicking this thing anywhere near Larice. Oh, my goodness, and that's how you start a second half with a hit like that. Yusef Francis on the carry, and Larice and Corbin will stay out as we get ready to go. Yeah, I think that's probably a really good idea. I think you're 1,000% right because that thing happened at halftime. I forgot to update the score. My apologies. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Turns, gives. If you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at, right? 11:45 to play here in the third quarter. Yep, totally forgot about that. 20-14. Those extra points, man, it drives me nuts. I know it's got to drive the coach nuts. So thank you there, Mr. Allen, for the reminder. There's a nice run, or it bounces off. There's a flag. That's going to be a hold. That's coming back. Ashton Allen, Mandy, Tina, Jalen. And that'll back up 10 yards. And that's the third time tonight the Commodores have picked up a holding penalty in which they were near or close to a first down or got a first down. And now it's going to be 2nd and 20 for them. Gabe Player with a 95-yard pick six before the half. And that is where we are, 20-14. Eau Gallie on top. Larice, oh no, another bad snap, and this is going to make it. Or I don't know, we'll see here. Yeah, that should be intentional. Oh, he says it was tipped, but I didn't see a receiver in the area. That should be intentional grounding. It's not. Remember, no pocket, so no, you can't call that. But I didn't see a receiver there. And did the ball get back to the line of scrimmage is the other question. I guess the answer to all of those is there was a receiver, and it did get back to the line. But that's a good job by Larice to get rid of that ball after the snap goes over his head. It's the second time in the game that's happened, and it happened in the same identical spot to start the game. 10:39 to go in the third. Larice, he's got doubles on top of each other now, an empty backfield with Corbin, and Larice is going to keep it and try to get back. Merritt Island with a great job by the Mustangs. And finishing off Larice was Deshaun Thomas, and that'll bring on the punt team, and that's Larice. That's right. For those of you that don't know, he's also the punter, and a pretty good one, too. And back to Merritt Island with a chance now here as back deep goes Kamar Fielder, standing at his own 35. Here's the snap. It's a good one. Larice, oh, my goodness gracious. Larice crushes this thing. Fair caught. That should be a flag. Can't touch him at all. And it won't be a flag. Should be, but it won't be. 9:55. They say it's a love tap, but can't have it. Cannot touch him. Once he declares for a free or a fair catch, you can't touch him. So it'll be 1st and 10 anyway for Merritt Island and Kevin Verpale. Ball will be dead on the 30 as Verpale leads the offense back out onto the field here. 9:55 to play in the third. 20-14. Commodores on top. Verpale with a backside car right. Now Sarver in motion. Up back to give is to. That's number 20. That is Alon Adams. So Alon Adams will pick up 2. Be 2nd and 8 now for the Mustangs. Adams again, sidecar right. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Sarver in the slot between the two. Nobody left. And again, it is to Adams. Alon Adams with the carry. And Adams puts his head down. And he is absolutely, they want a face mask, won't get one. And in on the stop there was Lucas Vaselli. Oh, no, check that. That was number 5. That was Captain Roll that came up to make the hit. So now it's 3rd down and 5. So a big 3rd down here for the Mustangs. Can they convert it? I just cannot imagine they would even think about going for this if they don't get it. 8:55 to play, 3rd quarter, 20-14 Commodores on top. Verpale wants it, claps, gets it, looks, fires, throws, nice across the middle. I'll tell you what, folks, that thing was in and out of the hands of his intended target and nearly ended up in the hands of the Eau Gallie Commodores and could have easily gone back the other way again. 4th down and 5, and the punt team will come on for the Mustangs. 20-14 is our score. Xavier Larice standing back deep, and Miller won't kick this to him. Captain Roll nearly gets in there. High kick that fades and dies and rolls out of bounds. And Eau Gallie will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line with 8:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Commodores on top 20-3. Or I'm sorry, 3rd quarter 20-14 in the 3rd, not 20-3. Get it together, Al. Great radio broadcast, as always, tonight. WRDJ 93.5 FM. They do an absolutely amazing job, and they're as much a part of the history of this program, sports, as anything. So here we go again. This time it's going to be Donovan Richardson that goes sidecar right, man in motion, and Larice looks to throw. Oh, my goodness. The 9th sack of the year for the Mustangs, and that's going to go to number 21, Jonas Walters, who again makes a huge play in the backfield, and going to get a half a sack on that is going to be Amari Hamilton. So the 9th sack of the year for Merritt Island is a big one, and it'll bring up 2nd and 17. .755. Larice follows his block. They always got plenty of room here. Look at Larice. He's still going. First down and more. Larice with a huge gain out across the 40-45 up to the 47 as Xavier Larice picks up 23 and then Eau Gallie first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. He just followed his block right through the hole, and nobody disappointed, and nobody held, which is a good thing. So 1st and 10 at the 47, Larice here. He's got doubles, and now a man in motion, jet sweep to T.J. Monroe. Monroe breaks out, and the tackling by Merritt Island, and the lack of it that time in the backfield cost them a huge play. And let's say we got a penalty flag down. No, we don't. Check that. Look, he was running towards the white hat like he had something to give. And that's another big gain by Eau Gallie. That's a 15, 16 yards in. That'll be 1st and 10. 15 to be exact, and it's 17 to be exact, and it's 1st and 10 at the Merritt Island 40 now. Larice, they keep showing the jet sweep, and we got flags. They keep bringing T.J. Monroe in motion, in motion, in motion. They flipped it to him last time. They're going to keep showing it. False start. That'll back Eau Gallie up. 7 minutes to go here in the third. They'll flip it the other way, and then they'll just keep showing it because you got to account for it if you're Merritt Island. And you saw that time they went counter to the outside that Monroe was running with the handoff to Corbin. So a couple different ways they're going here, and Merritt Island's got to be cognizant of it all. And now it's 1st and 15 as Corbin and Larice are in the backfield. Doubles, which means stacked equally. There goes Monroe again. There goes Corbin again. Corbin puts his head down, and number 21 drives him a little harder into the ground and then gets up with his hands in the air. That's Jonas Walters again. Walters having a game tonight. And if there was one he was going to have, this was the one to do it in. 2nd down and 10 after a gain of 5. And you just feel like Xavier Corbin keeps bursting through and into that hole that you're going to see him pop free and break a long one. You just can't help but get that feeling that that's going to happen. We've seen it so many times here in his young freshman season. Now Monroe will go behind, and there he goes. Look at Corbin. Corbin off to the races, down to the 15-yard line is Xavier Corbin, and that's exactly what I'm just talking about right there. Corbin squirts through, stays on his feet, great balance, great vision, and I mean, he's got great coaching, right? He's got a great mentor in his brother, who is, I don't know if you saw his brother on the practice squad for the New England Patriots a couple of weeks ago, being a big part of, playing the opponents up there. during practice weeks was Jay Sean. I want to say hello to him if he's watching. Jay Sean, of course, the leading rusher in the XFL last year. That was really cool. Good to see that. Jay Sean has just been one of those guys that refuses to just give up. Cut from a team. No, I don't care. I'm gonna go do this. So he goes to San Antonio. It becomes the leading rusher in the XFL. Picked up by the Patriots. Yeah, he's the kind of guy you want on your team. Jay Sean has always been that guy, and I hope and pray that Xavier will turn out to be the same way, because to have two Corbins out there like that with NFL talents is amazing. And there goes Monroe again. Donovan Richardson takes it inside. This time Richardson's still on his feet. And Donovan Richardson will go. Oh, I remember the first time I interviewed Jay Sean in the 321 Sportscast studios. And he was on his way to Texas A&M. First time he touched the ball there, he ran it back for a touchdown. Not unlike his brother earlier this year, who had a 102-yard kick return against Vero Beach. And you say it can't be 102 yards. Well, the officials did not blow the ball dead when it was 2 yards deep in the end zone. Turns, gives. This is Richardson again. Richardson gets outside, and Merritt Island there shuts it down somewhat as number 28 is on the stop. That's Roman Mingo. Mingo gets in there. 5 minutes to play in the third, and the Commodores trying to go up by 2 scores here. 3rd and 1. The ball is at the 7, 8. They need to get to the 7. Corbin, he'll have the first down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Commodores. That was the mission accomplished. 4:26 to go. And they'll stop the clock to move the chains, but it'll be 1st and goal for Eau Gallie at the 5-yard line, as the Commodores will have 5 downs with which to increase their lead to 26-14. 4 downs with which to increase. Where would I even come up with 5 downs? The ball's at the 5. 4 downs from the 5. Turns, gives, cuts back inside. Touchdown, Xavier Corbin. And the Mustangs jump out in front, 26-14. A high step at the 3, untouched after that. And Eau Gallie jumps up by 12 here with 3:51 to go in the third quarter. Now we are going to see the aerial assault of, there is no more. They're going to have to throw the ball now. So they're going to go for 2 here, which would make it 28-14. They have not converted a point after attempt all night. LaReese with Monroe in motion. One more time, untouched into the end zone. Goes Donovan Richardson. Actually, I'm taking that back. They did convert a 2-point play earlier. And it's 28-14 with 3:51 to play in the third. Welcome back to the O-Dome here on the campus of Merritt Island High School. Alan Slaughter-Zinski flying solo tonight. And the reason I am is because I didn't know what it was going to be like in here. I didn't know if there was going to be I didn't know how packed this press box was going to be, and I didn't want to put any added pressure on the administration to create space. So I do want to say thank you to Space Coast Daily because they did. They took the spot in the back, which we could not broadcast from, and gave us their spot up at the window as a flag comes out. They have an interesting, cool production going on tonight, but appreciate for those of you that chose to make us your watch tonight. I thank you for that. I really, truly do, because I know we don't have those 5 cameras and those field cameras and all of that, and they do a good job with it when they do it. We don't have it. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Merritt Island, and you never want to say it's a must-score situation, but and it's going to be against the receiving team. This is going to start them back even further, 15 yards. But this is a must-score situation. They got to score on this drive. 3:51 to go, and so you ideally want to get in here and cut this game to 7 before the end of the 3rd quarter. What are you going to get? 2 possessions, maybe in the 3rd quarter or 4th quarter. Eau Gallie's running the ball really effectively now, especially between the tackles. So they're going to chew clock and time. So you almost have to get in the end zone here. 3:51. Verpale will start off with Sarver on the inside, as well as Kamar Fielder and Dontarius Robertson as Sarver goes in motion. And Verpale's going to keep on an RPO, and he picks up 7. That's look, 7 yards is 7 yards. You'll take it. 2nd and 3. I thought they'd come out throwing the ball. But 3:20 and clicking. The scoreboard, 15 seconds on the play clock. Verpale claps, wants it, has it. Play action. Pulls it down, gets outside. Verpale scrambles back to his right, throws, caught wide open. Deshaun Thomas 2 yards beyond the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs now. Thomas gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Nice job by Verpale to look down and across at all of his targets. Kicks out Hernandez, and Verpale going to keep it himself. Buries his head. Going to pick up 3, 4, 2nd and 6. Why does the clock stop? Yeah, there's a couple flags flying. Is this on Verpale? They got 2 flags here. Face mask on Eau Gallie. So that'll be, see if it's the 5 or the 15. This is the 5-yard variety. So to bring up 2nd down and 2. 5-yard face mask penalty. 2nd and 2 now. Verpale from the RPO turns, little flare out pass. Another flag flies. This is going to be 15 on somebody. I got a feeling it's Eau Gallie because Chris Haynes is over there screaming at somebody. No, that wasn't Coach Haynes. Well, actually, it's nothing of that. It's holding against Merritt Island, so that'll back up the Mustangs 10 yards. So 2 rungs up the ladder, 2 rungs down. And all that's happening is time is coming off the clock. 2:43, 28-14. Eau Gallie, 2 scores up in this one. The winner is champion of District 3A 8 and will host likely Titusville in round 1. 2nd and 12. Verpale, all kinds of space, is going to keep it and run it. Verpale puts his head down, picks up a first down. Great run by Verpale. It's 14 yards. He needed 12. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 45. 2:29 to go. Verpale again, right back to the line. Turns, hands inside. That is Alon Adams. Adams picks up 2, 2nd and 8. Caden Jaquez on the stop, his 5th tackle tonight. 2nd and 8 now for the Mustangs. Alon Adams, sidecar left of Verpale. Verpale turns, RPO, pulls it out, throws. He threw that into double coverage. And that may be pressure trying to get Dontarius Robertson involved tonight. He hasn't had 1 catch tonight, which is unusual because he's their leading receiver. That time he forced that ball into double coverage, and it brings up 3rd down and 8. Oh, the Commodores showing a house blitz. They bring part of it. Little dump off. And it should have been a hold. Was not called. And that's going to bring up 4th down as Ramir Davis on the coverage with Deshaun Thomas. He got away with a hold there that, just wasn't seen. He had him by the bottom portion of his jersey, and the referee just didn't see it. 4th down. And the Mustangs feel like this has got to have it territory. So 4th and 6 here. Can the Commodores get off the field? Verpale looking in trouble. He has the first down if he keeps it. No, he doesn't. What a close. And that's going to be short, as coming up to make the play for Eau Gallie was Trey Hill, as well as number 8, Ramir Davis, and that'll be 1st down, Eau Gallie. Looked like he had it, and then Davis and Hill came from nowhere and shut the door, and it'll be 1st and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 47. .47 seconds to play in the 3rd. 20 on the play clock. Turns, gives. This is Corbin. Look at Corbin go down the sidelines. That speed is ridiculous. And that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter as Eau Gallie picks up 27 yards. Corbin. And that'll take us. Oh, the referee says stop the clock because we got an injured player down. So 31 seconds as people start to 2 by 2, not en masse, but exit the O-Dome here. Some Mustang fans not feeling good about the chances of Merritt Island coming back. And that's Joa Thomas there, who's going to be at least have to come out for a play. 31 seconds to play now They'll wind the clock. The play clock's at 25. So Eau Gallie's going to have to run at least one more play here in quarter 3. Richardson outside, and Donovan Richardson will pick up 5. That will be the final play of the third quarter. With your score, the Eau Gallie Commodores 28 and the Merritt Island Mustangs 14. Back with the start of the fourth in a minute. All right, fourth quarter brought to you by Gamers R Us. Guess what, folks? It is November. Black Friday's coming. I saw a commercial the other day that said Black Friday's every day. Not in my checkbook, it's not. 28-14 is our score as we go in to the fourth quarter. The Gamers R Us fourth quarter. And again, if you got a gamer in your life, that's card games, video games, any type of games, Gamers R Us. 2nd and 5. This is Larice. And Larice just going to turn and roll out of bounds. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. And I think a score here would at least begin to hammer the nails into the coffin of the Mustangs. Ball inside the Gamers R Us red zone at the 15. 1st and 10 now. They do give Larice the first down. This time to give is to Corbin. Corbin cuts back and cuts back again to the other side. Cuts inside, cuts outside. He'll be brought down. That's just the incredible vision right there and cutback ability. He's going to pick up 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3. 10:58 to go in the game here. A game that was 14-14, or looked like it was going to be 14-14 at the half until Gabe Player picked off a deflected pass at the 5-yard line and ran it all the way back for a pick 6 to give the Commodores a 20-14 lead at the half. And they've added one in the third quarter, looking to add one in the fourth. Larice Richardson heading for that chain, cuts back inside. Is he in? Touchdown! Eau Gallie Commodores. And with 10:21 to go, the Commodores have stretched their lead to 34-14. Donovan Richardson with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
That's Donovan Richardson for his 2nd touchdown of the night for the Commodores. Commodores have 2.
And 10:21 to go in the game, and Eau Gallie, they're going to go for 2 here. And that would make it 36-14 as people head, a lot of people now heading for the exits here at the O-Dome. And, oh, wow, nobody on the other side. Can Larice beat to the pylon? Yes, he does. There's two more. And with 10:21 to play in the game, it is Merritt Island or Eau Gallie 36, Merritt Island 14. For the Eau Gallie Commodores, the score will hold. If it holds, it will be their third straight district championship. You remember last year or 2 years ago, the Commodores with an exciting fourth quarter win over Rockledge to pick up their first ever football district championship. That was a remarkable football game, repeated last year, and then, of course, went all the way to the Final Four, and well on their way here tonight to winning their third straight district title. 36-14 is the score, 10:21 to play, and I'm sure we're going to see the ball in the air now. And they're going to let it roll out of bounds, and that'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. So, field position. So if you're Verpale, right now is where actually the Mustangs are going to choose to march Eau Gallie back 5 yards instead and force them to kick off from the 35. Okay. All right. But if you're Verpale, you know, this is now's the time. I mean, you've got to. This is, and does he kick it out of bounds again? He does. And so let's see what the chess match is here as he kicks it out of bounds again. Who are they kicking away from? McMar Fielder. So this will back them up 5 more yards, and they'll do it again, I guess, until they get to the goal line. Now we'll do it from the 25 or the 30. No, I'm sorry, the 30. We've been stuck on 10:21 to play forever. All right, here we go. Yeah, he's going to have to kick this thing again, man. Or no, he's not. Okay. So these two teams came into tonight, both of them with some tough strength of schedules. Eau Gallie, you see down there on the bottom of your screen, 47-41. It was a 5:35. You can add 6 and 3 to that, so that would be 53-44. And Merritt Island, even tougher. You can add 6 and 3 to that mark on the bottom of the screen there. That's 64-32. So, yeah, both of these teams have played some tough games this year. Eau Gallie has gone up against the state's number 1 ranked team, according to the FHSAA, and Merritt Island has played 2 9-0s and 2 8-2s. Sarver in motion, and Verpale pulls it out and keeps it. Not sure why the ball's not in the air. And Jason Melidor with the stop. 2nd and 1. Or, I'm sorry, he picked up 1, 2nd and 9. Verpale, he's got time. scrambles out, and he's going to have the first down across the midfield stripe. He's going to run out of bounds at about the 44, 45, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. And he stops the clock with 9:32 to go. First down for Kevin Verpale. As you can see what they're doing down here for the signals right here. You got these two kids with the blocks on and the offensive coordinator down there, who is Wilson Nix, making the play calls. Verpale, 1st and 10 at the 45. Hernandez on the carry, tries to sweep outside. He does, turns the corner, but he'll pick up 2. 2nd and 8. Caden Jaquez on the stop. Nice job by Jaquez. So they give him 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7. Verpale looking, throws, and Sarver turned late, nearly picked. 3rd down and 7. .851. Verpale looks, fires. He got there early. I don't know why there's not a flag. Yeah, there comes one. Fielder, I mean, the ball wasn't catchable, but, I mean, the play was blatant. Pass interference. Should be 15 yards. Commodores just gave him a first down. So that'd be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Or not from the line of scrimmage, I should say. So that'll put the football down at the 27. 8:45 to go. Watching Kevin Verpale out here try to operate this offense. As Verpale in the pocket, scrambles out. He's going to throw. Wide open, caught, touchdown. Great play by Verpale. And the ball is hauled in for a score by Keith Hamilton. And Hamilton is the one who broke away and did a terrific job to get open. Verpale scrambled to the right, looked, fired back across his body. Hamilton was there. Touchdown, Merritt Island. And boy, did they need that. Hamilton's 2nd touchdown of the night for Verpale. It is his 21st, 22nd. That was his 23rd touchdown of the season. And they need 2, so they're going to go for it here. Verpale in trouble, and all kinds of trouble. Still in trouble. Throws. Caught. What a play by Deshaun Thomas to haul that thing in. And it's 36-22 as Verpale just let one go to the back of the end zone. And Deshaun Thomas was there. And with 8:35, the lead is back to 14. All right, here we go as the fans that have remained here pull out the cowbells and get on their feet, and I would imagine that this is going to, you're not kicking the Larice, so you're kicking short. So I would imagine that this is going to be some sort of an onside kick here for Merritt Island. Some sort of an attempt to get this football back off of this kick from Liam Miller. Left-footed kicker. He can put some wicked spin on this thing. And Eau Gallie's just listen, this is huge. They get this football back. Miller. Oh, what a great job. I've seen more offsides in high school football on Brevard County high school football on kickoffs than I do anything. Offsides somehow. Try it again. That time, that was T.J. Monroe there that had scooped that ball. It was a good job by Miller to drill that ball on the ground as it split the two Eau Gallie up men. But it landed right in the arms of Monroe. Let's see if he goes right back to the Monroe side of the field. Remember the movie The Replacements when they did this scene? This time he just drills it straight down the middle, and it's going to be picked up by Corbin. Corbin cuts back, nice block. Corbin up the middle and still on his feet. Look at Corbin still going. And Xavier Corbin carried the entire Merritt Island Mustang kicking team with the exception of Liam Miller on his back to the 50. Across the 50 to the Mustang 47. And with 8:21 to go, last hope for the Mustangs defense right here. They got to hold them or get a turnover, or this one could be over. Larice with Donovan Richardson sidecar right doubles, which means two wide receivers split equally. Monroe fakes the jet to him and keeping the ball as Larice. He's got blockers and room. Beats Kamar Fielder down the sidelines, cuts back. Xavier Larice doing Xavier Larice things all the way down to the 15-yard line. No flags as Xavier Larice just treated everybody like they were playing backyard football, and it's 1st and 10 for the Commodores inside the Gamers R Us red zone at the 16. What a run. To have that kind of a burst after playing defense, offense, punting is incredible. The Oregon commit, and we got a player who's down, so this is going to be a cramp. You don't lay down like that in the middle of a play if it's not a cramp. Yep, up goes the leg. Man, that's the worst thing. I talk about this all the time on broadcast. So if you've been on one of my broadcasts and heard me mention this, I apologize for repeating myself. But these things are the worst. I mean, you remember, and some of you older guys out there may remember this. You coming back on a bus, from a long trip, playing a football game or whatever sport. Well, I played hockey, so it could have been hockey. And you're coming back. I played football too, but you're coming back, and somebody gets a cramp on that bus at the game ends at 10:30. You're on the bus by 11:30. You're all trying to catch a nap, and all of a sudden somebody screams. You want to kill them, but you understand the pain. And there are the nights where you're crawling around your kitchen looking for pickle juice or salt, trying to figure that out because you got a cramp. Monroe in motion. Larice fakes this time, but he gives to Richardson, and that's a great job. Richardson breaking tackles, and they still breaking tackles. And listen, Merritt Island will ultimately win the war here, but the bottom line is, and there's going to be a penalty over here against Merritt Island for unsportsmanlike conduct that was, they're going to call it on Zach Olson. Olson's putting his hands in the air like he don't know, but he knows. So let's wait to see if they pick him up or call it. What are we going to get here? We're going to get a dead ball, personal foul. Yeah, it's going to go against Merritt Island. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, and that hurts. That absolutely hurts. So a loss on the play now turns into a 2nd and 2 to go. Gibbs close enough for the first down. Got to be careful in there. First down and goal to go coming for Eau Gallie. 7:08 to go in the game. Touchdown here, I got to think absolutely seals this deal. Nope. 3rd and about as short of an inch as you can find for a first down. Actually, they're going to measure, so here come the chain gang. All right, let me pull up on the screen the new technology we have. We don't have 5 cameras, but we've got the technology with the yellow digital line. All right, go ahead now, studio, hit it. Okay, I believe, waiting on it. We're waiting on it. And the digital line comes up and says it's a first down. Did y'all see that? How about that new technology? So it is indeed a first down. With 6:59 to play, they'll move the sticks. And now they won't need the sticks, I was going to say, because it's 1st and goal. And for those of you looking for the yellow line, my apologies. It was a joke. Sometimes you got to say that, or the emails I'll get the next day aren't kind. So here we go. 1st and goal for the Commodores. Ball at about this 5 here. Larice with Corbin. And this is Monroe finally on that jet. Monroe, touchdown! Eau Gallie Commodores. TJ Monroe gets in on the act, and a flag flies, of course, for excessive celebration or whatever it is that they don't like these days. And Eau Gallie is now up by 20 with 6:33 to play in the game. And more people head for the exits. Touchdown is good. Dead ball. Personal foul against Eau Gallie. So this will be a 50-yard extra point attempt. Or they'll assess it on the kickoff. I would take this on the kickoff if I were Merritt Island instead of now. Because you want the field position. But the Mustangs did take it earlier on the extra point attempt. So Eau Gallie going for 2. Larice with Monroe in motion. Fakes it this time. Larice got to throw. Does. There is nobody there. So with 6:33 to play, it's 42-22. Gallie on top. All right, welcome back here. So 42-22, 64 points scored in this one. I just felt like that, and on the preview show last night, documented. You can go back and watch it. I sound like one of those guys on those gambling shows, documented. But we said last night on the show that we picked, what a great play there. And that's when you get a chance to play even more. That is, I want to give Brody Grantland. I believe that was Grantland. Is that Grantland? They say Vaselli. I mean, Brody Grantland's a backup quarterback. But I thought I saw a 15 or a 16 out there making the tackle. But 16, it's Yusef Francis. If it's 15, it's Brody Grantland. But I said last night on the preview show that I felt like that the Commodores rushing it. The Merritt Island's run defense has been the thing all year that's haunted them. And I didn't think that, especially after seeing them give up 489 against Carrollwood Day, that anything could be fixed or plugged in that short of a period tonight against two of the best running backs, if not the two best ball carriers in Brevard County this year. And certainly that has been the case tonight. And I felt that, and that nice pitch and catch there. Kamar Fielder from Kevin Verpale. And I felt like the Commodores would win this thing by 7, 8, 9, 10 points, but certainly 20. And they'll just continue as the Mustangs will try to get into the end zone here after the nice pitch and catch from Verpale to Fielder. 6:19 to go as Kamar Fielder got out of bounds. You're going to have trips to the left side, three wide receivers, one near side. Not sure who that is. Verpale looks left, staring at his wide receiver, looking one way and one way only. And that's just good coverage. That's a terrible flag. I don't like the flag at all. That's the thing that's frustrated me this season is the fact that Captain rolls on the coverage. The thing that's frustrated me this season is you have to recognize good coverage. That's step-for-step good coverage. Roll didn't have his hand on his jersey, didn't interfere with him. That's just outstanding coverage. That's a bad flag. 6:12 to go. But the Mustangs will take the 15, that's for sure. Now, I mean, if there's something closer I missed, okay. I mean, he's obviously on the field. Oh, no, Verpale's not paying attention, and he's going to take that bad snap all the way back to, this is catastrophic for Merritt Island, all the way back to their own. Well, he's going to mark the ball at the 50, being generous. It should be at the 48. But, I mean, that ball was just snapped left and low, or right and low. And now it's second down and 27. 5:40 and running. Throws. That ball was batted up in the air, very similar to the ball that went back for a pick six before the half. I'm watching Kevin Verpale's body language tonight, and I got to be honest with you. I know he's young, he's a junior, but the body language and his response, we talked about this with Corbin earlier this year. Maybe a little bit of maturing needed to be done here. (42-22) Verpale looking. Here comes Melidor. He misses. Verpale gets away. Looking again, throws, and caught. And a great job by Verpale. And see, that's what he can bring you on the field for sure. An absolute talent, no doubt. But now it's 4th and 15. But you just don't like to see the pushback on the coaches and the hands in the air and all that. 4th and 15. I don't know. Maybe that's his relationship with his coach. 42-22. Verpale looking, scrambles to his left, slide, under pressure, throws. He just throws it up, and that is incomplete. And that is definitely the nail in the coffin for the Merritt Island Mustangs as Verpale just throws that one up, and he hit the X button. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores. As the offense will take over here. .5:06 to play as Eau Gallie inches closer towards another, or their 3rd straight district championship. Hey, Torch. Good to see you, buddy. And this is somebody else I haven't called tonight, running through the heart of the defense. Is that James Aguilar, number 20? Smallest guy on the field. That's number 26. Check that. That is 26. That's Julius Gonzalez Washington. And as the place really empties out now. As it is 2nd and 10. There is something, as a former quarterback, and I get his frustration at times, I do, but the thing is for all quarterbacks, your teammates, great stop in the backfield there. Nice play by Merritt Island. That's Jonas Walters, listen, Walters tonight has made some nice plays in the backfield of Eau Gallie. But as a quarterback, even at this level, at the high school level, the leadership is what there's just something to being that guy, to being the quarterback, and everybody's got their eyes on you. So, when you have the talents of a Verpale, or you take take you back last year to like a Brady Hart. You watch a Brady Hart come off the field last year, and you never knew whether Hart threw an interception or threw a 60-yard touchdown to Javen Boggs, or even go back to Dennenberg when Dennenberg played quarterback here. You never knew. And so I think as a quarterback, you have to have that temperament. You want to be fiery, that's cool. You can. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But there are ways to go about that, and you just have to remember that everyone's watching. And I'm pulling for the young man. I'd love to see this kid go on and play college football at the highest level, and I think he's got the ability to be able to do that. But leadership is a big part of that as well, and I'm not questioning his leadership. I'm just saying that you have to carry yourself in a certain way that that portrays confidence, not frustration. 42-22, 3:44 to go in the game. Timeout, Merritt Island. Chris Sands. How about Chris Sands, huh? Coach Sands and what he has done at Eau Gallie over his 8-year tenure there. Tonight, he is going to pick up win 62 at Eau Gallie, and it's going to be his third straight district championship, a Final Four last year. Loses his quarterback in week 1 against what is now the top-ranked team in the state of Florida, Vero Beach. Still only loses by 10, 41-31 in that game. Forced to change up the entire offense of what he wanted to do with Joseph Allen, who tore his ACL in that game, and comes back, and this thing is a work in progress all year. And here the Commodores are going to move to 7-3 and a district championship. They're going to have a tough first-round matchup, though. They're going to host likely Titusville. And Titusville had this football team on the ropes in their game against them. I don't know that I would have Xavier Larice in a football game right now. And there goes, so that's going to be 15 yards against Merritt Island. That's going to be a first down. No, it's not actually, because it's 3rd and 30. So that'll be half back of what they needed. But this is definitely going against Merritt Island. But it won't be an automatic first down. So the walk-off 15. So it's a 15-yard face masking penalty that now puts Eau Gallie in 3rd down and about 7. 3:34 to play in the game. And again, thank all of you for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Timeout. Here we go. I'm curious tonight. We've seen from both teams, honestly, bad snaps tonight at times. Obviously, issues you have to clean up before November 14th. I'm curious if the turf is, this turf a lot of times on cool nights will get wet. 3rd down and 7. And it's, Larice gone. Touchdown. Xavier Larice, 10-5 score. And just like that, boom, boom, nail in coffin. District Championship 3 can be celebrated for the Commodores. They lead it 40. There should be 50-22. No, it is 48-22, 48-23. They're going to go for 2. They changed the scoreboard on me before I looked. 48-22. Xavier Larice up the middle with a gashing play. And they'll go for 2 to try to put the 50 spot on the board. So if you're Titusville and you're watching this, you're going to play Merritt Island in that first round. And if you're Merritt Island, I know Bill Billingsley's been throwing the football really, really good lately. But you have got to center focus any game plan whatsoever you have on Kamari Jackson and Tank Harvey running the football. You just do. I mean, I love Coach Diesel, but that has got to be the game plan going in against the Mustangs, is to run the ball. Kamari Jackson and Tank Harvey, and I think their line will be healthy by then. We'll see, but honestly, I don't even. I think you throw the ball in that game just to keep them honest. But you look at this film and you go, yeah. We got to run the football. Because if Titusville can't run the football against Merritt Island, they're not going to win the football game. Period. End of story. Titusville's defense is going to have to clean some things up as well because Merritt Island put 31 on them in that game. So you're going to go for two here. Larice trying to get the 50 spot up. Larice throws, corner end zone, incomplete. But that touchdown is indeed the exclamation point on an evening that at one point tonight, with 9 seconds to play in the first half, we were tied at 14. Merritt Island had the football on the 6-yard line and looking to make one play before the half and maybe score a touchdown or bring out Liam Miller. Verpale dropped back. Marquise Ramos and Kier Hall blitzed, and up went the hands. They deflected a pass, and into the hands goes the deflected ball of Gabe Player, who then had nothing but green turf and a black and gold MI in front of him, and he did not miss as he returned it 90 yards for a pick six. That put the Mustangs up 20-4 as time expired, or not the Mustangs, the Commodores up 20-4 as time expired in the first half. And in the second half, it has been 28 to 8. As it has been Eau Gallie domination in the second half, like I said, outscoring Merritt Island 28-8. And, listen, the bad news is if you're a Mustang fan, yeah, you're not going to win this football game tonight. The good news is that you, the team you're playing tonight, and even Titusville are all capable of making it to the Final Four. But you're going to have to figure out how to stop the other team's rushing attack. You're going to have to do it. Running the football is a big key component of playoff football. You run the ball, you play great defense. And that's just not necessary. That's a block you got to throw that flag. That's an idiotic play. I get frustration, but Joey Sonnenberg's got to know better than that. You just can't do that. You can't run up on a guy standing there and just absolutely destroy him like that at the end of a play. Sonnenberg's a good player, good kid, and that's just frustration coming out. I'm glad the young man got up because he took one, a hard one. But listen, Merritt Island will recover from this and welcome Titusville in on the 14th. They'll go to work on Titusville tomorrow. They won't sit on this for long. How is that against Eau Gallie? Yeah, there's the offsetting penalties, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see anything. 3:06 to go. I just saw the thing by Sonnenberg, and that's where the flag came in. But yeah, Sonnenberg's coming off now and having to explain himself. They didn't throw him out, I don't think. No, they didn't. I hope they didn't throw him out. That was not worthy of that. But if they did throw him out, then he will not play in the next game. He is walking off the field as if he has been thrown out. I hope not. I'll have to double check with Coach. I hope he hasn't. Because, like I said, that's a mandatory one game from the FHSAA. Nope, looks like he's going back. Okay. That's good. I was going to say that's a little harsh. And the ball's out. Nah, it's Sonnenberg walking around down there, so I would imagine he's just in a timeout, so to speak. Yeah, man, it's no secret these teams don't like each other. Jason Melidor is the last one out of the pile with it, but it'll stay Mustang ball with 2:37 to go. I like this. I like this break coming up. I really do. I think it gives teams an opportunity to get healthy. And here we go, 2nd and 10 for Pale. Steps up. Oh, he's going to be drilled. Great sack. How about it from number 9? Caden Jaquez tonight with a 6th tackle and his first sack. Jaquez, the leading tackler on this team, now at 90 tackles this year, and a beautiful textbook sack. As that'll be 3rd down and about 18, 19. Caden Jaquez, just a junior. Great baseball player, too, that kid is. Bobby Collins getting a good one for Pale. In trouble. Cuts back, running again. Just lets it go. That's intentional grounding. That ball didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know how he didn't throw a flag. Got to drop the flag. I don't know what he's doing, but that's intentional grounding. Yeah, there you go. He did drop it. So that'd be a loss of down, 4th down, and the ball will be all the way back to where Verpale was with 1:10 to go. It's the second. Oh, I didn't see him drop the flag. I apologize, ref. So that's the second intentional grounding of the game by Verpale. And with 1:10 left, I tell you what, I'm going to be honest. If I'm Merritt Island, I'm punting this football. I would not give Eau Gallie field position down here like this with a chance to put up 55 because they'll give it a shot. So 1:10 to go, and right now it's 4th down. For giggles, let's just tell you what it would be. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 4th and 40 for Merritt Island. 4th and 40. Coming up for the Mustangs in terms of sports anyway is their volleyball team on Friday will play in the FHSAA 4A Final Four. And should they win that, BSN will be there Saturday for the state championships. Here we go. They're going to go for it. 4th and 40 for Pale. He's like, go, 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 go. Yeah. Nice throw by this kid. And incomplete. And Eau Gallie will take over. And likely, or I say likely, but I don't know, take a knee here to finish off. And congratulations to Chris Sands and the Eau Gallie Commodores. One minute as the Eau Gallie Commodores will win their 3rd straight. And that's going to be Brody Grantland out there taking a knee. And Jay-Sean Corbin. And that's the other thing. Again, we talked about that. I get it. Be happy, but be mature. And so it's on to the playoffs for both of these teams. A district championship for Eau Gallie, their 3rd in a row. And Grantland, that'll do it. Final score from the O-Dome here tonight will be Merritt Island 22 and the Commodores 48-22. Eau Gallie. And just a great job as the two teams will shake hands at midfield. We want to thank all of our sponsors for this game tonight. We want to thank Chrissy Lindback. We want to thank Gamers R Us. And I want to thank all of you out there as the Commodores come across with a little bit of swagger here. There was a lot of talk by both sides this week. And there you see them. Shake hands. This is a matchup that could very well happen again in the second round of the playoffs. It would happen at Eau Gallie, but it's a matchup that could very well happen again. Titusville fans have something to say about that, but don't let it shock you if these two teams are doing it again. Coach Sands goes over. And I believe he's giving a big hug there to, yes, indeed, Kevin Verpeo. Played a great game tonight. Just a couple of mistakes, and boom. That's the difference in a game like this. It can snowball. And it did. It certainly did. The play before the half snowballed into what would amount to a 28-8 second half run by the Commodores, and they moved to 7-3 on the season. They will finish the season 7-3 as the number 2 seed in 3A Region 2. And Merritt Island should be the 3 seed. Could fall to the 4 behind Eastside. We'll see. But for that, stay tuned until Thursday at noon, and we'll bring you all of that. So I want to thank Athletic Director Tom Finney, Coach Tyler Murray, Coach Chris Sands, and all of you out there. Once again, your final score tonight, the Eau Gallie Commodores, district champs with a 48-20.